Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'm hoping to show you that the video that I showed you kind of explains on all what's going wrong with the black culture, or rather, the black industry in general, or whatever we want to call it. Now, this is going to be more of a rant story or more of a rant video than probably anything, but it's something that needs to be said. I do not like the black culture. I do not like on how black people act. I do not like on how we instigate more of the things of crime, rape, and sex than anything than obviously the cancer that you see. You are going to see here in this clip that even though Sneeko, I hate this guy, I think he's a cuck, I think he's a terrible person, I do not like him. But he does make a valid point in this where I will go off onto why I hate black culture, why I hate everything about it, and why I think the black community is better off without it as well. So without further ado, to get my point across, take a look at this.
Promotes, besides Ye and besides a few like, you know, Christian rap or stuff like that, it's all just drugs, murder. And we all know that when they talk about we need to protect black culture, this is the number one. This is how you prove that black culture in America promotes degeneracy. Because when a black person becomes more affluent, when they put on a suit, when they get a good job, when they speak correctly, you're speaking white. Yo, why are you talking like a white boy? I'm just speaking English properly. When they talk about keeping black culture black in those affluent areas, like as a lawyer, as a doctor, they mean they want a doctor who's also sagging. They want a doctor who's still banging and throwing up signs. What do they promote that's positive? Besides, like, in some of their interviews, you listen to, like, Polo G, for example. He'll go in an interview, I'm like, yeah, man, I like what you're talking about. Like, you're uplifting people. But you listen to the music, and I'm like, oh, this is...
And unfortunately, I have to agree with Sneeko here. This is something that I've always hated about the black culture, the black community in general. And the reason why I try to separate myself entirely from the black community, because I have said this numerous times amongst my friends, amongst my family, etc., that the black community, the black culture, is toxic and is terrible for anybody being a part of it. I even had a nephew, that is trying to be black, I guess is the term. And the only reason why I get angry for saying, oh, you're not black, oh, that you're not this or that, is because what does actually being black mean? Because last time I checked, it just so happens to be a person that happens to have more melatonin than some other people, and they have this so-called, what I guess they would call black skin, which I obviously seem that I am brown rather than black, but I digress. The actual stupidity of it all is insane to me. Like, the fact that the way to be black is to act ignorant, which in quote was what my nephew said, is to, why don't you just try to act more ignorant? It would seem to be better. Like, saying that I should be ignorant. Now, for some other reason that I take that as a form of racism, because why would I want to be ignorant? To act like a fool, to act like an idiot in front of people and dress like I'm a fucking hoodlum is something even to be remotely applauded for. That is insanity to me. And the fact that we're going to appropriate or call people actually black, either for the terms of rapping or in terms of what have you, is to actually be the term of black, is asinine to me. This is the reason why I hate black culture in general. It is toxic, it is terrible, and it should be gotten rid of. I may believe there was a black rapper that has come out and said that he doesn't like the music that he's creating. He said he's created a lot of destruction, a lot of chaos. And I at least applaud the man for doing this. And a lot of the black rappers, a lot of these rappers in general that commit into this stuff, end up dying, by the way. They're deceased. Because they try to go into this gang/rap culture, and it only ends up bad for everybody involved, specifically the rapper, and then, you know, the people. And then we're going to keep on pushing onto this black people, where I see, you know, black people in general, where they'll have their pants sagging because, you know, that's the hood, that's the way to be black, even though that is part of being gang territory. It's almost like they don't even realize when you have your pants sagging, it means you were available to get raped in the ass in prison. Unfortunately, a lot of black people are ignorant about this, so therefore they just sag their pants because they think it's cool, they think it's hip. I just don't see the reasoning in that. Now, you guys, people, or you black people, because I've been told multiple times by black people that I'm not black, which is fantastic in that sense. But that black people are going to take offense to this. Well, take offense to it you shall, because I think all of you that are acting like this, all of you that are acting a fool, acting idiotic in every single way. Now, what you're going to talk about was Sexy Red, which is that one stupid thought we call German Shepherd person in here. Now, some people don't like me calling me German Shepherd because they are because, it's not an appropriate term. But again, it is an appropriate term for me. I got it from my man Drexel, and I'm going to be using it to appropriate these women, these black women that are German Shepherds, are hoodlums and terrible. If you look at these lyrics here, you say it's almost out of pocket here. I don't even want to say it, but I'll say for the first few things. Say, I'm out of town thugging with my rounds, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. Now, let me talk about what do you probably think those two things are probably meaning here. Obviously, it doesn't take too much of an IQ level to figure out what that is. Where the niggas I'm looking for the hoes, quit playing nigga, I'm stuck a bitch toe. Pound Town just left Pound Town, with my nigga, he just took a bitch down. Yeah, that nigga dig a bitch down. Yeah, that nigga eat me out, Pound Town just left Pound Town. With my nigga, he took a bitch down. It's almost like it's a repeat of all of these things, and it's only about sexual in nature. This is just from Sexy Red, by the way. This is the type of music that she creates, and it's supposed to be good for y'all. This is not a productive part of society. We don't try to promote sexuality. This is the whole problem I have with women in general. This isn't just to black people, by the way, or black women. This is just for in general to where promoting sexuality continuously is not really a good thing. I don't care if people have an immense amount of sex in their own daily lives. You do what you do. But however, what the count is that promoting this debauchery, this insanity is asinine to me. We have more from Extonation. A, I'm like, bitch, who is your mans? A, can't keep my dick in my pants. A, my bitch don't love me no more. No more. A, she kicked me out. I'm like, Vero, whatever the fuck that means. Damn, son, where you find this? Yeah, yeah. I'm like, bitch, who is your mans? Keep your dick in my pants. And so almost like a same thing over and over again with no creative style at all. By the way, this guy's dead. He's dead. He's no longer alive. This man is dead. Then you have this from Riots, to where you never see a nigga hung with a gold chain, rather sing about the same things that we claim, such as bashful but niggas like a task force, mobbing on the streets and robbing stores and scheme ass bruh. Exactly. So more talk about crime. Yes, let's go promote crime to other black people, because that's 100% okay, and that it should be allowed. Let's promote this to the black community and act them like they should be disrespecting cops and then getting shot or killed because, that's okay for the black community. Then we have 21 Savage, which does pretty much the same thing. I buy a new car for the bitch, for real. Tear down the mall with the bitch, for real. You can't even talk to the bitch, no. She fucking with bosses and shit, on God. I put up in Rari's and shit, skirt, and with choppers and Harleys and shit, for real. Again, I still see talking about either sex or crime-related type stuff. I don't know where this is even remotely good, but this is, again, 21 Savage. And, of course, lo and behold, it's another black guy. Then we have Drake was just doing the same shit, which is, not any bloody better. You have Fort Minor, which is back in 2005 from Mike Shinoda. Of course, this is from a black Asian guy, or not from an Asian person, but you have these people running off at the mouth, trying to convince me that I'm not running on empty, trying to convince themselves that the record with Jay was a fluke, that the record that I'm making is a mistake. I can't take this. Let me tell you, when I'm at this, you bastards are gonna have to take back that shit. I'm not plastic and fake. When I make tracks, I take facts and I lay them out for the masses. This is mostly person talk about, taking the high road, being better as himself, not trying to put himself down and stuff like that. We have another one from Kenji, which is talking about stuff in Japan. This is another good song that is being rated to, it's a story. It's something that is what it's about. These are not stories, what Extonation, Savage, or Sexy Red is talking about. These are not stories. These are people who talk about sex, drugs, or crime, etc., instead of talking about an actual legitimate story that either happened to them, or it's a story about something that is worthwhile meaning. Now we have Tupac. Now, I haven't listened to much of his stuff, but what we're seeing here is that we have Keep Your Head Up, and we have Little Something for My Godson Eliza, and a little girl named Corin. Some say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh, then deeper the roots. I give a holiday to my sisters on welfare. Tupac cares if nobody else care. No, and I know they like to beat you down a lot when you come around the block. Brothers clown a lot, but please don't cry. Dry your eyes, never let up. Forgive, but don't forget. Girl, keep your head up. And when she tells you ain't nothing, don't believe him. And if he can't learn to love you, you should leave him. This is positive stuff. This is pretty much telling them, like, you don't have to put yourself down. You always have to keep your head up, always keep going, and all this other stuff. Now, obviously, it says references to pro-choice politics and what might call rape and stuff like that. But again, this is stuff that has happened to people or to other people around him, and trying to spread a positive message, not a negative. Again, it says, why do we rape our women? Do we hate our women? Again, this is something that is, trying to uplift and be positive. Then you have changes. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor, and even worse, I'm black, my stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull the trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. And again, this is a story talking about race relations or the issues that happening in his time, or things that he grew up with. These are stories that are actually meaningful. It tells a story of what's been going on. These are beneficial to the black community, or beneficial to people in general, people that think and relate, especially the black community in general. These are actual good stories. And the fact of the matter is that when we have people like Tupac talk about things that have actual meaning, have actual benefit to not just black people, but everybody involved. And here we have these thugs, these individuals, these horrible people that are being put in the spotlight by the music industry for being trash or being garbage, by promoting crime. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that every last one of these people, besides, I would say, some of the people that Fort Minor or Tupac, and maybe some of the greats, to where they're not talking about this garbage, are good people that are trying to promote things. I remember when rap used to be good, it used to be beneficial. It was not a cancer to society, and actually promoted good things about people. Now, rap does not do this. It promotes villainy, debauchery, sex, and all the bad things we don't want in society. And then we start wondering why black people are acting a fool, start acting stupid, because these things are promoted. These things should never be promoted. Gang signs should never be promoted. Villainy should never be promoted. Killing should never be promoted. Drugs should never be promoted. None of these things are good. Now, you may call me a prune. By all means, call me that if you so will. But if you're going to promote this type of debauchery, not to just black people or white people or anybody in society, that these things are okay and things to do, then I don't know what to tell you. Bumping black rap music or things that are crazy is stupid. I like the fact that we can listen to rap music that are talking about things that benefit society and are good things, rather than these things that are terrible. Again, I think a lot of black people are going to start hating on me for this. But again, I've never liked the black community. I've always hated the black community. I hated what it had to represent, and I hate what we call black culture today. I think a lot of things need to be fixed. I think a lot of things need to be addressed. And we have to fix this. There's a lot of things that need to be done. And I think that things will have to change. We should not be promoting these people like Sexy Red and X-Nation, 21 Savage, and Godfrey and Drake. Because these people don't promote anything good. They promote things that are bad and terrible. And I think we need to go back on the right record. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Let's guys share. As always, take care.